What has changed over the last 3 to 4 years? I will say on Twitter, they're on my friend Christian Ricketts, or Swole Ricketts. I would say he's a content creator because he's on so more vulnerable than you are. Other people are being more transparent than you are. And it's like people want to be able to relate to your story. See ya! Today we are going to talk about how the common influencer is dying out. What's up, everybody? My name is James Pendergrass. I am a content creator, an influencer, a reality star, travel content creator, travel vlogger. I try and throw my hat in under every umbrella and try and make it possible to do a bunch of multiple things. But as of right now, I'm a personal trainer. I'm a YouTube vlogger. I'll be traveling in the coming month. But yeah, that's me. Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe for me. Go ahead and like and comment on this video. But today I want to talk to you guys about the common influencer is dying out. Not actually literally, but the common influencer, the common, the person that tries to be just the person that's on Instagram or on TikTok. That role is dying out, and it's dying out fast. We've kind of seen this trend over the last few years of people shifting into being like a multi-platform individual, and that is one of the biggest and strongest strongholds on the content creation influencer content creator. Like it's the biggest hold you could possibly have on that field. Now, let's go ahead and establish like the baseline and like the bottom line. An influencer is a person who is trying to influence you in a certain direction. They are trying to have you purchase this certain product or sell this brand partnership or showcase this lifestyle or this luxury, or they're trying to showcase something to influence you to either like diverge into it or be influenced by it. The content creator is a person that brings content to life, a person that takes their content to a different level in terms of not just influencing, but spreading information, spreading knowledge, and spreading awareness on certain things. I think a content creator is more well-rounded in terms of platforms being used. I think the average content creator isn't just on Instagram. They're on Instagram, they're on Snapchat, they're on YouTube, they're on Twitter, they're on what's the Instagram new Threads. They're on every single platform imaginable, and every piece of content is sponsored or channeled to be something different through each platform. Now, me personally, I would refer to myself as a content creator simply because I believe that my content spans from multiple different aspects. I have multiple different pillars of what I try and tend to create content around. But my content is usually, it's on Instagram, it's on YouTube, it's on TikTok, it's on Snapchat. I'm on almost every platform possible, with very, very different types of content for each platform. On TikTok, I'm usually showing edits and I'm showing informational knowledge on workouts and health and nutrition. And then Instagram is the business portfolio, so that's where I show like more of my live case, like reels in my editing skills. And then Snapchat's more of like my behind the scenes, my daily life. Like every platform has something different. And I have my notes here. Sorry, so I'm kind of just gonna go back and forth between these. What has changed over the last 3 to 4 years? I will say authenticity will always win. I think authenticity has now been a forefront of what people are gravitating towards. There's this new style of content called FaceTime content, where it's like people just sit in front of a camera and just talk to the camera as if they're talking to somebody on the phone. That has been one of the biggest trends and one of the biggest uptakes in content creation now. And it's something simple and so minuscule, but it's more like storytelling, but you're telling it to a random audience. And people are gravitating more towards that because people feel like people are divulging into someone else's life, and they're getting to take a break away from theirs. And it's proven to be really helpful. Like a lot of people are starting to begin having followings, and they're having more insight based off of people are resonating or being able to reflect and feel close to them. But authenticity is winning right now, and that is where a lot of influencers come short, because a lot of influencers are trying to promote something other than themselves. Like they're not promoting like their day and their daily occurrences or their daily happenings. They're promoting something that they want, like they're showcasing a lifestyle that they want other people to believe in, versus what's actually happening. I think that's one point that I want to make for why influencers are dying out and content creators are starting to take the uptick in terms of like they're getting more reach, they're getting more engagement, they're getting more following, like they're getting pushed more and more. And another reason why I think that the common influencer is dying out is because niche communities are starting to become more targeted versus mass followings. Like for example, imagine a brand has to sell something, right? They're not gonna reach out to the person with 1 million followers and be like, "Hey, look, we're gonna give you 30,000 for one post and two stories, and we're just gonna hope and pray that your followers are gonna rock and rock with what you're saying and ride with what you're saying, even though you have 1 million followers." But the person that has 300,000 followers and is very, very interpersonal with their community. They're responding to all comments. They're talking about their life in a day in and day out sense, and they're bringing people along their journey as if it's like they're sitting right next to them. That person will get that brand deal simply because more people are going to see their content and be like, "Huh, I've had similar occurrences with what he's talking about. Maybe this could help me as well." Like for example, a content creator talks about how they struggle with their shorts falling down, or that their shorts are not wearing the right way in the gym, and they're constantly having problems with it. And they're showcasing the problems, like they're showcasing what's wrong with the products that they have, and they bring forth a new solution and be like, "If you have this problem, you're not alone. I have this problem too. Let me show you something that I've added to my arsenal and my inventory in terms of my closet, and let me show you how it's been very beneficial for me and very helpful for me to like change my gym routine or change my like simple things like that." Brands will see and say that has more value versus the person that they're gonna have to spend an X amount of cash on and say, "Hey, look, let's just pray that you're gonna have the numbers that we think we're gonna have. Let's see if we can get 1 million sales off of your 1 million followers." That's not how it works anymore. That's not how the content creation world works anymore. I will also say that influencers are primarily built on image, lifestyle, and sponsorships. I believe that a person's image for an influencer is everything for them. Like how they're perceived by the public is everything to them. How they live their life, what sponsors them and who sponsors them. Like that's all their persona. That's who they are. For example, the Nelk Boys, right? The Nelk Boys are influencers, and they are people that, well, they started off as content creators and they kind of grew into the global scale, and then they started selling their own products. But like in the beginning, they were content creators that were posting multiple YouTubes about crazy lifestyle stuff, crazy things that they would do to not influence people to do it, but to just show people how they were living their life. That's an example of people that came from being a content creator and turned into people that got their own money, started selling their own products, started making their own things, started like using their own personal brand to turn it into this thing where they can kind of just take their hands off the wheel and be like, "Hey, look, we're the Nelk Boys, full send," right? That's somebody who you can say went from a content creator turning into influencers, because now they're just living their own life and they're doing whatever they want to as full send, and like they have their whole brand centered off of what they did as content creators on their come up into being something which they are now. Now, I would say a content creator would be somebody like my friend Christian Ricketts or Swole Ricketts. I would say he's a content creator because he's on so many different platforms showcasing what he does in a day in and day out census. I look up to this dude. He's one of my really good friends. I truly appreciate our friendship. He is somebody that you can watch from start to finish. Like you can actually see like his day in and day out lifestyle from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday to Saturday. You can literally walk alongside him in his day in and day out routine, and like you can resonate with that. You can really relate to his story because you're watching it in 4K. Like you're visibly watching his step one by one, and people would much rather see that versus see somebody holding up a bottle and be like, "Hey, buy this bottle." You know, but him on the other hand, he'll sit there and tell you why you should buy this bottle. What's this bottle gonna do for you? How's this bottle gonna serve you? Where you can find this bottle. Like a content creator breaks things down in a way where it's being shown to you why things would be beneficial to you. And the influencers just be like, hey, look, that's it. You know? And personally, man, for my story, I think I'm on the shift of going from an influencer to a content creator. That hence why we're on this YouTube right now. So, you know, because I'm trying to figure out things for myself as well. I was an influencer for a while, and I thought that was a great lifestyle. But people, the trend started having to go to, you have to showcase the highs, the lows, the in-betweens. Like, this is something that you have to do 24/8. And it's like, if you're not doing it, somebody else is. And you're gonna be fast. It's gonna be faster for you to get clicked off because other people are showcasing their life more than you are. Other people are being more vulnerable than you are. Other people are being more transparent than you are. And it's like people want to be able to relate to your story. How are you making it so that people can get to know you, the full you? So me personally, I'm working on it. I'm not the best at it. You know, like I used to be posting like 5 TikToks a day just to share my thoughts. And I would do it for 5 days and I would slack off for 5 days. Like I wasn't perfect with it. But I'm using this YouTube to hold myself accountable and post every week just to show that like I'm capable of being able to put that content out there and being able to put myself out there as much as I possibly can. And I'm slowly gearing up to the idea of posting on multiple socials every day, just to show like the different sides of my life. I mean, my life is pretty boring, but it's pretty great at the same time. And I can tell you that, but I have to get better at showing you that. So that's my mini breakdown for this week. If you're stuck on the in-between of what you want to be, think about what are you willing to offer the public? What are you willing to give out in terms of who you are or who you want to be? You know, like which kind of side are you going to take? You're going to tell people who you are or where you're headed. Like you have to kind of like pick which road you're going to take and take it so that take the road that you know you can give your 100% all in. That's the most important part. If you're 50-50 on one, don't take it. Take the one that you know you can give your day in and day out 100% grind. That's going to be the most important thing each and every time. Thank you for tapping into today's YouTube. I really appreciate you rocking and staying with me. If you haven't yet, please go like, comment, and subscribe. It makes it very easy to keep doing these more often. And, you know, I'll see you guys in the next one. We out. Bow.